Thank you. The recording is on.
Thank you. This is Mayor Shave. It is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020 at 7:31, and I call the council meeting to order. Roll call, please, Mrs. Zoll.
Sure. Councilmember Andrews,
Here.
Councilmember Ellis,
Yes.
Councilmember Francie,
Here.
Councilmember Gordon,
Here.
Councilmember Haviland,
Here.
Councilmember Koshman,
Here.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Present.
Councilmember Mackey,
Here.
Councilmember Richrod,
Here.
Councilmember Ross,
Here.
Councilmember Shaw, Councilmember Shaw. I see you.
Sorry, here, I was muted. I think that's the phrase of 2020.
Thanks. Councilmember Short, Councilmember Shave,
Here.
Mayor Shave.
I don't care. Okay. Would the council like to make a motion to excuse Councilmember Short?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to excuse Councilmember Short. Any discussion?
So she was at public safety tonight, but I don't know why she wasn't able to make it, but I'm sure something happened between then and now. So
Okay, any other
we can cut her
discussion?
some slack.
Hope it was all good. Hearing no other discussion, all in favor of excusing Councilmember Short, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion is carried. Would the council like to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Mayor Shave, I move that we approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Any discussion?
Mayor Shave,
Yes.
this is Council President Shaw, and I would like to offer a motion to amend the minutes of the December 22nd, 2020 meeting, correcting the designation of applicant agents for the State of Washington Mitigation Grant Program application and grant from Resolution 2020-24, 2020-25 to correct an error.
Second.
Thank you. Motion was made and seconded to correct a typo error in the previous minutes. Any further discussion?
Just for the council's information, I didn't just dream that up. That was a recommendation from the finance department.
Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are corrected. Now we need to vote on the corrected minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to approve the minutes of the corrected minutes of the previous meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Are there any additions or deletions to the minutes?
yes,
I mean,
Mayor.
to the agenda? Connie,
Public safety would like to add a mutual aid agreement with the city of Ocean Shores to the agenda.
be a report.
Yes. I was looking for where I put that. Yes, it's a report.
Okay. Thank you. Public Safety wants to add a report to the public safety portion of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to add this report to the agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right. Let's move on to public comment period. Public comment is included during the Zoom meetings. The public was notified that if they wish to speak during the meeting, an email be sent to Patricia Soul, City Clerk, and indicate if they would like to speak or have the clerk read the comment. If they desire to comment live, they will be called on during the meeting and allowed to speak for 3 minutes. City Clerk Soul, do you have any public comments?
No, there were no public comments received.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So we'll move to Finance Committee Chair Ross.
Thank you, Mayor Shave. Finance Committee met briefly at 6 p.m. this evening, and we just have one item on the agenda. So we'll move on to that. So this is the night for the second reading and public hearing of Bill number 20-09, an ordinance adopting the supplemental budget to change the 2020 appropriations and expenditures as specified herein. So I move we open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to open the public hearing on the supplemental budget. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. The public hearing is open. City Clerk Soul, is there any correspondence for public hearing?
No, there is not.
Okay, thank you.
I move we close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to close the public hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Public hearing is closed.
Thank you. At this point, I move to suspend the rules and consider the second reading, the third, and place this bill in final passage in order to meet the statutory requirements.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to consider the second reading, the third, and place the bill in final passage in order to meet statutory requirements. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Oh, never mind. Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried. We will be voting on the third and final passage of this ordinance. City
So-
Clerk Soul, this will be a roll call vote.
Okay.
We're voting on ordinance 6668. Councilmember Andrews,
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis,
Yes.
Councilmember Francie,
Yes.
Councilmember Gordon,
Yes.
Councilmember Haviland,
Yes.
Councilmember Cashman,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Mackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Richrod,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Council President Shaw,
Yes.
and Councilmember Short, absent. It is a unanimous vote.
Thank you.
And that's it for finance tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Committee Chair Kennedy for Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Works Committee met today at 4 o'clock on the dot tonight. We went over the one item that we have on the agenda that I will go ahead and jump to right now. So we have a report from Public Works and Corporation Council recommending that the City Council schedule a meeting with Miss Autumn Cossey and a public hearing on annexation of 267 State Route 105 during the January 13th, 2021 City Council meeting, and that city staff provide additional background documentation for consideration by City Council. I move we adopt this report.
Second?
Motion was made and seconded to adopt this report. Is there any discussion?
Just under discussion, Patrice did mention that this is pretty much a required meeting that we need to have with somebody that brings up or that requests annexation of this type. And I will leave it to her to answer any other questions that council has, because there is a lot to this that I don't think any of us have been through. So it's actually kind of exciting to do something that not a lot of us have had the chance to do before.
Corporate Counsel Kent, did you have a comment?
Thank you, Mayor Shave, and thank you, Councilman Kennedy. So annexation is allowed through state law. A city can annex property that is contiguous with its city boundaries. There is some discussion about whether this property is actually contiguous under the completely Byzantine laws of annexation, but there are some complexities in this particular situation, which is why I've requested the additional city staff background documentation so that City Council can in fact have a more informed discussion. The statute requires that when a property owner provides a notice of intent to the legislative body, that the legislative body must in fact have a meeting with that individual prior to making a decision. So that is the purpose of the report and recommendation, is to have this meeting on the books at the first January meeting, where there will be additional, as I said, additional information has been requested from city staff people. Also in the report, you'll see that this was something that the property owner had apparently brought up about a year ago, only with city staff and not as part of the formal filing process. So there's been some initial discussion among city staff people that we will be able to provide to you, assuming this report passes. And then just a summary, there are 3 options that City Council can take at the January meeting. One is to accept the proposed annexation as drafted. Another is to make alterations to the geographic area and accept it in that case. And the third option is to just reject the proposal for an annexation. And that's completely at the discretion of City Council once they have an opportunity to review materials and discuss it with the property owner. If there are any other questions, I'm happy to address them to the extent I can this evening.
Thank you. There any other discussion?
Mayor Shave?
Yes.
I appreciate the clarification on whether it is or isn't contiguous. I think that will be critical, because it's pretty obvious that the council in the past has adopted non-contiguous annexations. And so information on the differences and when we can and can't do that would be much appreciated.
City Council Kent, do you have another?
Yes, specific to that contiguous versus non-contiguous. In the past 10 to 15 years, the only records that I can find of annexations have been of city-owned properties, and a city may annex city-owned, non-contiguous city-owned properties for public purposes. And that's not the situation here, but that's one of the, just again, for additional background for consideration.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries.
And that is all from Public Works.
Thank you, Councilman Kennedy. Public Safety Committee Chair Andrews.
All righty, so we met this, right. We met this evening and it's gonna do that freaky out thing. All right. I was gonna try to share the police department.
It's up, Tony.
There it is.
All right, my side is flashing for some reason, so I'll just know if you guys can see it, okay? So the police chief spoke this evening. We have a couple of items on the agenda. We added the Ocean Shores Police Department for them to use the firearms range. The reason it was added tonight as an add-on is because they'd like to do some training and use the range prior to next council meeting. So we wanted to get this in place. We'd like to thank the police chief and everybody. I'd like to thank the Taholah Police Department Animal Control Officer. They donated a ton of animal food and supplies to the animal shelter. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures on Facebook, but it was pretty cool. And he wanted to share this picture of the reindeer that visited the police station. Cap had some reindeer that they had brought in for their staff across the street, so they brought them over. I only know that because I have friends that work over there, so I saw their pictures. And of course, we had to put the picture of Ronan up there, hoping everybody has a safe, and we had the gratuitous dog picture. Be safe and happy 4th of July. So then we'll stop sharing that one. And then I have charts from the fire department. So, you know, I think they battle with each other. So from the fire department, they don't have anything on the agenda this evening. There was a structure fire on Christmas Day. It was a single family residence. It was wiring in the wall. And he provided 2 charts comparing last year and this year service numbers. So here is current 2020. So if you look down there, oops, gotta put the glasses on. So far we're at 50, 53, 56. And last year at this time, it was 49.24. So that's quite a big jump.
Wow.
And that's so far this year. That's comparable as of 12/28. So it'll probably add a few in the next couple of days, obviously, but you know, 2020 has been a busier year. I'm just gonna stop sharing that. Okay, so for the first item we have on the nope, let's do the report that we're adding tonight. So I would like to make a motion that we accept the report authorizing the public safety and chief of police in reference to an interlocal agreement with the city of Ocean Shores for training at the Aberdeen Police Department firing range by Lake Aberdeen. So I move City Council authorize Mayor Shave executed interlocal agreement through December 31st, 2021 for law enforcement firearms training at the firing range without a fee for its use. I move we accept this report.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to adopt this report. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The report is adopted.
All right, so the other item we have on the agenda this evening is the third reading and adoption of bill number 20-08, an ordinance amending Aberdeen Municipal Code 2.60.040.g.1, City of Aberdeen Park Code regarding animal control in parks. I move we accept the third reading and place in final passage.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to approve the third reading of this ordinance. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. City Clerk Sol, this will be a roll call vote.
Councilmember Andrews,
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis,
Yes.
Councilmember Francie,
Yes.
Councilmember Gordon,
Yes.
Councilmember Haviland,
Yes.
Councilmember Cashman,
Yes.
Councilmember Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilmember Mackey,
Yes.
Councilmember Richrod,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Council President Shaw,
Yes.
and Councilmember Short is absent. It's a unanimous vote. The ordinance number is 6669.
Thank you.
And that's it from public safety.
Thank you. We have no special agenda items, so I'll move to city council comment period. Councilman Kennedy.
Good evening. Yeah, I just wanted to say that, thankfully 2020 is almost over. We have one more major holiday coming up, and that's New Year's. And I'd just like to encourage everybody to, really stay home this holiday season, get your family members up on Zoom or other social media platforms, and, toast the new year in with them, remotely, so that we can, get ahead of this thing that is going on. Our numbers are going in the wrong direction. We need them to go down, not up. So please, 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 wear your mask, wash your hands, do what you're supposed to do. We're almost through this thing. We have a vaccine that's coming through. So we're getting over the hill of this thing, and we need to really keep and maintain our diligence. So everybody have a great new year, and see you on the other side.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Mayor Shave?
Yes.
Just real quick, I'd like to thank this whole council for, pivoting to distance council meetings. This is a council and a city that relies heavily on tradition, even as we plan for the future. And we weren't able to do that this year, but we got a lot done. So I thank everyone for your sportsmanship and your willingness to just change things up so we can get stuff done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, I just got to repeat that. Thank you, council. You've been awesome this year. Come through a lot of adversity. And lastly, I just say Happy New Year to everyone. Okay, with that, there's no.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to adjourn. If there's no objection, I will adjourn this meeting, the last meeting of 2020. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Stay healthy.